Hello, it's Monika from Crafting with Quilling Lady and welcome back to my second day of Christmas tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to create a double zigzag cut with no cutting dies. If you haven't tried this fancy fold yet, this video is for you. And today is the day when I launch my Gingerbread Christmas digital collection with lots of elements to fussy cut and beautiful digital papers as well. So if you like this collection, I left the links to Buy Me a Coffee website. If you want to get just the elements to fussy cut, I created that bundle just for you. However, if you like just the design papers, I also created that bundle for you. But if you would like to get the full collection, you get both the elements to fussy cut and beautiful digital papers and one sheet of sentiments as well, perfect for any Christmas project. And Monika, Paper Mona, and Katarina are also joining me on this Christmas journey. So at the end of this video, I'm going to leave their tutorials, and I have to tell you that their projects are absolutely fabulous. And I also left the links in the description down below, so you can check them out. And don't forget to subscribe to all the channels. Now I'm going to show you how to create that double zigzag card. And if you want, you can take a screenshot of all my measurements, so it'll be so much easy to create your own version. I'm going to need 10 inches by 8 inches wide card. I'm going to create a mark at 5.5 of an inch and then 2.5 on the other side. I'm going to cut along those two elements. And now let's create 3 scoring lines. So it is 2, 4, and 6 inches. Then I decided to use Kraft card to decorate my card. So this panel will measure 1.75 by 7.5, and I need 2 of those. On one side, I'm going to create the mark at 3.1/2, and on the other side will be 4 inches, and I'm going to cut along. So don't forget, you need 2 of those. Then for the middle panels, you're also going to need 2 measuring 1.75 by 6.25. And I'm going to create the mark at 2.7/8, and then on the other side will be 3.3/8. And I'm going to cut along. So again, 2 elements of this. And for the smallest one, I'm going to need 1.75 by 2.7/8. And I'm going to create the mark at 2.3/8, and I'm going to cut along the line. And then we need to decorate the middle of the card. So I need 2 elements that will measure 5.25 by 3.75. And then on one of the sides, I'm going to create a mark at 4.1/8, and I'm going to cut along the line. Now using the digital papers, I'm going to create all those elements. So I need 2 elements that will measure 5 inches, and that will be 3.1/2, not 1.5. And I'm going to create the mark at 3.7/8 and cut along the line. And don't forget that you need to rotate it, so you need to have a mirror image. Then for the biggest panel on the side, I need 3.75 by 1.5, and I'm going to create the mark at 3.25. And don't forget, you need 2 of those. With the middle panel, again, we're going to need 2. Actually 4 in total, because 2 will be inside and 2 outside of the card. So the middle one is 1.25 by 3.1/8, and then create a mark at 2 inches and 5/8, and the smaller one will be 2.5/8 by 1.5, and create a mark at 2.1/8. Now it will be time to correct the bottom one. So instead of 1.5, it is 3.5. So now it will be time for you to take a screenshot with all those measurements. And it is time to create that cut base. So it is 8 inches by 10 inches, and I'm going to create a mark at 5.25. Actually 5.5. 5.5 inches. I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, and again 5.5. Now I'm going to use my Guillotine from Kraft's Companion, and I'm going to match those 2 dots here. with my cutter. So basically I'm going to have the bottom and the top panels. So now it is time to create some score lines, which is super easy. I'm going to create them from the left hand side. So I've got my longest panel here. So I'm going to score it at 4 inches, 6 and 8. And I'm going to repeat that process with the top panel as well. So that is all we have to do to create a card base for double zigzag card. So again it is 4 inches, 6 and 8. Now it will be time to fold and burnish all those score lines. So I do encourage you to use your bone folder to do it, just to make your job super easy. Do you like gingerbread? Because I absolutely love it. That's why I thought it would be a good idea to create my first Christmas collection with a gingerbread theme. If you like it, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you do have your favorite gingerbread, I would absolutely love to know which one is it. And don't forget to check that Buy Me a Coffee website with the bundles and also the full collection. Now it will be time to create some elements to decorate the card. And if you took the screenshot, you already know all the measurements. So let's create the two biggest side panels first and then the middle of the card. So I've got my Kraft card from Kraft's Companion. I thought that would be a good choice whenever I work with gingerbread images. So I've got 1 3/4 by 7.5 of an inch, and I'm going to create a mark using my pencil because it is so easy to erase. So it is 4 inches, and then on the other side it will be 3.5 of an inch. Now I'm going to cut along those two pencil marks using my cutter from Kraft's Companion. And again, I need one more panel like this because in the end you're going to need 4 elements. And when you use Kraft cut, I do encourage you to actually turn it over because one side is darker and the other one is lighter. So this way all the elements will match beautifully. So now I'm going to check if that measurement works, and yes it does. So I can leave it to the side for now. And don't forget, in the end you're going to need actually 4 elements like this because 2 will go at the front and 2 at the back. Now it will be time for the middle element. So I need a Kraft card measuring 5.25 by 4 and no, by 3 3/4. So I'm going to create a mark at 4 1/8. And now I've got 2 panels ready to decorate the inside of the card. Now with the middle panel, it is 1 3/4 by 6.25. I'm going to make a mark at 2 7/8, and then on the other side will be 3 3/8. I'm going to cut along it, and you need 2 of those. And then when I'm very happy with all those elements, it also be time to create the smaller elements as well. So this time you will need 4 pieces that will measure 1 3/4 by 2 7/8. And I'm going to create that mark at 2 3/8 and cut it. And as you can see, all those elements are ready, so we can decorate the card. But first we need to use the design papers just to make sure everything will be beautiful. So what do you think about that double zigzag card? Have you ever created yours? Because it took me some time to figure out the measurements, but in the end I'm very happy with the result. So now we've got all those elements ready and we have to decorate it with the design papers. I created all those elements off camera because I didn't want to waste your time. As you can see, I'm using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, because I think it is just perfect whenever you want to maneuver all those elements. And as I told you, Monika, Paper Mona, and Katarina are also joining me on this Christmas journey with the collection. So if you want to see their projects, I have to say they are absolutely stunning. So please check their videos as well. Because Monika created absolutely fabulous box and Katarina amazing card. And you definitely don't want to miss them because we don't really see that often how to create those projects. So please check those out. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channels for more inspiration. Now it will be time for the middle panel. And this time I decided to use that darkest polka dot element because I thought that would give me enough contrast with the brown card, but also with the middle panel, which is slightly lighter blue. If you like that blue and brown together, this collection is just perfect for you. And as I told you, I love gingerbread, and this is actually the smell of Christmas for me. If you do have a different smell of Christmas, please let me know in the comments which one is it. And for my first project with this collection, I couldn't resist and I really had to use those smiley gingerbread faces. I really like them and I thought they just will put a massive smile on everyone's face. So if you like that digi paper, check the bundle on Buy Me a Coffee website. So now it will be time to assemble all those elements on my card, and I'm going to start with the middle panels first because this way I can assemble the left and right side together. So when this is ready, make sure the glue is set before you move on to the next step. If you want, you can also use some red liner tape because that will work as well. So I'm going to put the glue on the back, but only where the shortest line is. So this way, I don't have any excess glue on my project. Now, the fun part. All you have to do is to assemble all those elements. And I absolutely love how these papers work together. If you do have your favorite Christmas collection for card making, I would really like to know which one is it. I think from now on, this one will be my favorite. If you like it as well, please let me know in the comments down below because I would really like to know your feedback about all the designs I create. So now when the front, or actually the inside of the card is decorated, I'm going to put the other panels on the back because when you fold those elements, you will actually see both sides. So now we're going to turn it over and put those elements on the back, which is super easy. Don't forget just to take a screenshot of the measurements I showed you earlier and then you can create your own version. And if you don't like this gingerbread Christmas collection, and I'm pretty sure you do, you can use any design papers from your stash. And I think this collection is just perfect to create lots of different projects for Christmas. And even for someone who doesn't really celebrate Christmas, but they might like gingerbread. So now everything is ready. And at this point, I decided to use some elements from the collection that I fussy cut, and I always keep them in a wallet like this. And I actually, that cup with just blue icing, I thought that would be perfect. It really makes me think about hot chocolate. And that gingerbread cookie next to it is just perfect. So that's what's going to be inside of my card. And as you can see, I also have some gingerbread snowflakes or mandala patterns. And I'm going to decorate my card with those as well. In the collection, you actually get quite a lot of them. And if you want to create small elements, don't forget that you can always print 2 pages on one A4. So this way you're going to have some variety. I really wanted to add one more snowflake here. And as you can see, this is some kind of like gatefold card. So I need to create a belly band for it. So I've got the same white card, 300 GSM, and it is 1 3/4 or 1.5. I think 1.5. So now I'm going to wrap my card and then I'm going to use my bone folder just to burnish the sides. So this way you don't really need scoring board to do it. I think this is the best way whenever you want to create a belly band because every single card will be slightly different because there is a lot of bulk inside, especially with thick craft card. But if you want, you can also print your papers on lightweight card and that will be perfectly fine. So now, when my belly band is ready, it is time to decorate it. As you can see, and again, I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue to assemble it together. Make sure the glue is set before you move on to the next step. And the belly band moves perfectly, so it is time to use that craft card, the design paper I use for the inside of the card. And at this point, I thought, can I make this card even more magical or Christmas themed. So in this collection, you also get some wreaths as well. So I use one of them, and I think it is just perfect with all those beautiful gingerbread. And I'm only going to put the glue where it's going to be assembled to the belly band. And now it is time for a sentiment, and I use the one on a gingerbread cookie. Now I'm going to add a little bit of dimension to it because I think that will really make a difference. And the cut will be complete. To be honest, you don't really need any gems to decorate the card, I think. But if you want to do it, of course you can. So the card is complete. It stands proudly on a flat surface. And what's really good about it, there is also plenty of space to write your message on the back. And if you like this card, please let me know in the comments down below. Here you can see the video from Monika and Katarina. Their projects are absolutely stunning, so don't forget to check them out. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And see you tomorrow for more inspiration.